You're listening to the best of the Morning X. You can also catch it on the Morning X podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, or at 99x.com.
Saw this story last night on 11 Alive News. Jay Watson had a real neat story about a golf tournament going on out in Villa Rica, a kind of different type of golf tournament. The players in this golf tournament are blind, and...
You know, all these newsmakers in golf, none of them are who you expect to be the newsmakers. You got someone blind climbing Mount Everest. That's not the golf story. But then you have an 11-year-old girl who has won, 2 rounds in a row out in this tournament, and I think it's in California or wherever it is.
I think that may be the girl who's in the U.S. Open.
The 11-year-old? I'm not sure if it's the same one. This is a public links
is it a different
like a
thing?
national public links tournament. 11.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She beat some golfer from Atlanta yesterday who just graduated from Stanford.
Nice.
Kid's going into 7th grade.
Nice.
You got this woman here who shot 100 yesterday.
Angela O'Rourke. Angela O'Rourke, who joins us right now. Yesterday, was this a world record, Angela?
It was, but it was 99.
Wow.
Yeah, but you broke 100.
I did, as I broke 100.
That's amazing.
That's
congratulations.
That's incredible. The lowest score ever turned in by a blind golfer, yeah?
A blind female golfer.
Blind female. So, have men broken 100?
Yes, they have.
This is now. Do you play from the same tees as the men, or do you also have up tees?
I play off of the women's tees, and they play off the men's tees.
And how long does your course play?
The men's basically it's the same as about 6,100, plus or minus a little for the men, and about 5,400 plus or minus 100 or so for the women.
Now, have you been blind your whole life?
No, I had a full retirement from the military, and as a matter of fact, the same week my retirement was approved, I ended up in a car accident.
Ooh, how long ago was that, Angela?
Right after the Gulf War. Because it was a head injury. My eyes are good. It's my brain that I lost 55% of it, so that's why I can't see.
What is the difference? What are the rules? What different rules are there for blind golfers? How do you have any special setups that you use, or do you have just someone that comes with you and says, "Here's the setup," that kind of describe each thing for you?
Yes, we go by the USGA rules completely.
Wow.
The only modification is in a hazard we're allowed to ground our clubs because we need to know where the ground is.
Right. What that means is, like if you're normally in a sand trap, you're not allowed to let the club touch the sand before you hit the ball. You can't line up the club or in any kind of hazard. If you're in the woods or whatever, the club cannot touch the ground until you hit the ball. So they're saying just for blind you're allowed to. Okay, well that's a pretty minor rule adjustment.
Yeah. Well, see, but for us it's a safety thing.
Yeah, sure.
You can
They
really
don't want
hurt
you
yourself.
swatting around. Yeah, too. Yeah, I mean you're in the middle of some hazard situation.
Right. Yeah. And how long did you play golf before you were blind?
I did not. I played a little over 3 years. April was 3 years for me.
What? So you took it up after you had become blind?
I did.
What led you to it? What got you interested in golf?
Well, somebody kidnapped me, and they took me to a golf course, and they wouldn't let me play, or wouldn't let me leave.
Until you could play?
Until I took a swing.
Yeah, that happened to me too. That guy was called my dad.
But I hit the first ball and got addicted.
And
it's an addiction.
And can you tell when you hit the ball if it's going to go, if it's straight? Can you tell if you've sliced it?
For the most part, yeah, I can say it goes a little left, a little right, or big left, or big right. Or every once in a while, I have no idea where it went, but generally I can.
So,
but at the same time, I can also tell when I hit a nice sweet one, and that's what makes you come back.
Absolutely, and then you have like your caddy who will stand there and tell you, okay, you want to hit this one, let's say 150 yards right down the middle.
Yeah, how
or whatever.
descriptive are they to you?
Without them, there's no way I could play.
Obviously.
Right.
I mean, you've taken an individual sport and you've made a team out of it. Isn't that awesome?
How descriptive are they when you come up to the third hole? Is okay, how much description does it give you?
Well, some of them give too much. But really all they need to do is basically you got to hit it low, you got to hit a high. Sometimes, for example, if they say hit it low, it means I'm got to hit underneath a tree. If I've got to hit it high, it means I'm either hitting over a tree or a bunker or something. If they tell me I have to carry X yardage, I'm either going over a pond or a bunker or something like this. And that cuts out a lot of time because the pace of play is a very important thing. What we try to encourage all blind golfers to do is learn not only the rules and the game, but learn how to do it and keep it under 4.5 hours.
And we try to encourage people with sight to keep it under 4.5 hours as well. And what is the hardest part of the game? Would it be? Is putting harder, let's say, than driving?
It would have to be.
I would kind of almost think so, just because it's
driving,
it's more
you just
touch.
Whack away and you're getting the ball there. But man, once you get there, you've got to be able to.
It's touch, yeah.
Well, actually, I think we have an advantage on putting because the biggest thing that most putters do to mess them up is they look at the hole. I don't.
Right.
I don't have a need to.
Right.
So I just putt.
So putting is easier than driving?
For me.
Huh,
I find it easier. Now, each person, it's like any golfer, they'll all tell you what they think, but for me, I find it easier. And for me, good putting would be around 26, strokes per 18 holes.
Well, that's not bad at all. That's less than 2 putts per hole. So this tournament is going on this weekend, and can people come? What course is it at?
It's at the Oak Mountain Country Club in Carrollton, Georgia.
Angela, great story. That's an amazing feat yesterday. Shot a 99, a blind golfer. Thank you very much, Angela. Good luck on your round today. Angela O'Rourke, someone you should know.
The best of the Morning X. 99X.
The Bigger Pockets Podcast Network is your home for real estate investing.
So why real estate?
We keep saying it, but the housing market is shifting more and more towards a buyer's market every week.
Guess what, folks? You can still buy real estate today.
You can buy a quality rental property today.
And build an investment portfolio that cash flows monthly.
These are my favorite markets for cash flow.
And build wealth long term.
The world has changed, but the best way to invest in real estate hasn't.
Search for the Bigger Pockets Real Estate Show anywhere you listen to your podcasts.